You are now listening to the Checkmate Arcade Podcast, episode 221, recorded on March 6th, 2016, brought to you by Frigid Blast Studios in association with NoobReview.com. And welcome to the Checkmate Arcade Podcast, your home for corner munching fun. And it is that time. Finally, after much delay. Almost entirely my fault for about 90% of the delays. But it is finally time to hand out awards from last year. Yeah. I am the often sick and delaying the show, Stephen Boss, the Dark Boss Man.
And sadly, this is the first episode of Checkmate Arcade that I've done after a death in my electronics family, a long-time member of my electronics family. I'm MSU Hitman Jason Billingsley.
Man, you made that sound way more grave and heavy than it actually was.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to be... I've had some issues going on, some game-related, some family-related, so, some, worrying, yourself, you mentioned a second ago. So, things aren't going, as great as they could be. They could be going a lot worse, but, things aren't...
Yeah.
Things aren't going super smoothly right now, but the computer speakers that I have used for the entire run of this show and for 9 years prior to that, I got these in spring of 2000. I bought this right before classes ended at Murray State in the year 2000. I bought a, at the time, fairly top-end Dell, but then I splurged on the flat screen monitor back when those, literally had first come out. And I splurged on the best set of speakers and subwoofer they had.
No.
And while the monitor has since been, I've had this current monitor now for a little over a decade, so... this is a different one than I had before, but I've been using the speakers and they finally died. I thought they had died one other time last year, but they limped along until now, and now the subwoofer won't power on. It's got a gross brown spot, some type of electrical, I don't want to touch that thing on the bottom of it. So they need to be taken to recycling and not just dumped.
Yeah.
Cause...
Well, you should do that anyway, just because the landfills are getting way too full of electronics nowadays.
Right. But especially, if you saw a picture of this, yeah, it's not good. Not good. So I need to get rid of those, and barring family issues coming up, I found a recycling place, I think, and hope I need to call them and see if there's some type of charge or something. I need to get this taken care of. So
yeah.
But
well, a good county in your area would do a recycling program just based on either the state or the county.
Well, that's why I was looking up. This seemed to be the closest one, but, I'm just hoping that there's not some type of charge to do it. Back in the day, you could just take it to Best Buy, and they would charge you $10 and then give you a $10 gift card. But they don't do that anymore for big stuff because too many people did it. You can go drop a battery or an old cell phone or something of that nature, but you can't do big stuff.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, we're getting too far off topic here because we need.
Yeah, really quick though. The reason I was giggling before when you said in the year 2000,
Mm-hmm.
because of course the only thing I think of when someone says that is Conan going, in the year 2000.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I wasn't. I mean,
It's the only thing I think of when someone says year 2000.
I like Conan fine, but I never like watched him religiously or anything. I mean, every now and then I would watch him, but
every time he did the year 2000 stuff, I was watching those episodes.
Yeah.
And for a long time, anytime the Triumph, the insult comic dog was on, I was usually watching those episodes too. But
I haven't.
Other than that, I wasn't really watching that much of him.
I haven't watched it yet, but there is a Triumph election special on Hulu that Hulu paid for.
Oh dear.
Yeah. I've not watched it yet.
Might be interesting.
Yeah, I've not watched it yet, but Hulu does actively promote it, so. Now, I love Hulu now without commercials. It's so worth the extra $4 a month or whatever it is.
So what's that, like 14 a month?
No, it's like 12.
It's not bad, eh? Okay.
It's no commercials.
Yeah, it's
So that's why I think
that's
service payment to
not
Hulu.
too much.
Yep, 12. So it's $4 extra because I think it's still $7.99 for, so $12. So
yeah, okay.
I think it's worth $4.
Well, all right. Now that we've pimped Hulu, even though they are not a sponsor of the show.
True that.
Hey Hulu, if you want to sponsor the show, guess what? Apparently, you've already got somebody who's more than happy to pimp you.
Yep.
Call us.
Underrated
Netflix, call us too.
Underrated way to keep up with WWE because that's the only other way to watch WWE without the network, including NXT. The reason to watch WWE.
WWE, you got a fan on the show too. Call us.
Sort of fan.
Well, you watch more of it than I do. That's for sure.
I know, but it's not quite to Jeff Gerstmann's level of hate watching, but I hate the people running it. I think they do a terrible job, but I really like the people that are performing.
I love how angry Jeff Gerstmann gets at WWE. It's just so funny. That's the kind of anger and passion that someone should really have when you know you just shouldn't be doing what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, look at me. I mean, half the reason I have a Hulu subscription is so I can watch wrestling without paying for the network. And
there's plenty of other stuff to watch though, right?
Yeah, the problem with Hulu is if it's not Law and Order, if you get behind on a show, then you can't catch up without getting Netflix because Hulu only keeps the active season of a show with a few exceptions.
Okay. I mean, a full season is still pretty good.
Well, no, that's just the thing. They only keep the last 5 episodes of a season unless it's one of their special deals.
Oh, see, that's not an active season then. I thought you meant the entire season.
No. Like if it's not something that's exclusive to Hulu, like like the Law and Orders and like Hell's Kitchen and stuff like that, then they only keep
5 weeks is not enough.
Right.
That's never enough.
So at some point here, I'm going to have to get Netflix as well so I can catch up on Gotham and especially oh gosh darn it, Blacklist. Definitely Blacklist and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Because
Yes, for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Oh man, the end of last season.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta start watching the episodes from this season.
Yeah.
I've got them all recorded, but I just haven't had time to sit down and watch them.
Yeah, because it's starting back up here. So.
Yeah, it's starting up this week.
Yeah.
So they're back into it for episode 11 of the new season. Thankfully, I have a DVR.
I used to.
I could just record all of this stuff.
Yeah.
And watch it at my leisure.
Yeah, back in the day, I could do that, but anyway, so this episode, we're not going to do some of the normal stuff, even though we kind of need to do some stuff, but we're just not going to be able to.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. We might have time based on how much time we have to record, but it's unlikely at this moment.
Yeah, because we've got to get through the awards here, because, I mean, even DICE is giving out their awards. DICE.
Well, we're about 2 months behind what we normally do.
Yeah, and we're about a month behind DICE, not the developer, but the organization doing it. So yeah, we kind of need to get these done. So
yeah, it's mostly my fault for. Apparently, I was cursed for this episode to just never be able to do it for an entire month and a half.
Yeah. So this episode is primarily going to be the deliberation and the awards for the Golden Kings, our best of the year of various categories. And we have lists down somewhat, but there's going to have to be some deliberation here for a bit.
And there's a lot of stuff that we need to talk about, like cutting some of these, because the list is just a little too big on about 90% of the categories.
Yeah. So, no, 80. Let's go with 80.
I was being dramatic.
Okay. But anyway, so...
Point being, it is time to finally hand out the 2015 Golden King Awards.
All right, and as we do normally every time we've done this, we're going to start with Best RPG Strategy Game. And right now we have 9 nominees. We need to cut to a list of 6, and then we need to pick winners.
Yeah.
I am going to offer up the first nominee for cutting.
Okay.
As Tales of Zestiria.
I don't see a reason to keep it on.
I think it's a decent Tales game. It was their first attempt at an open world, but it's not blowing anybody's socks off. It's a fine game, but I don't think it's the top tier.
Yeah, I don't think it makes the cut for the top 6, that's for sure.
All right. I would like... go ahead.
I'd say maybe Invisible Ink.
Okay, that's actually the one I was getting ready to do. So,
because good, I don't think it's top 6.
Okay. I am going... I don't think you're going to agree with this, but I'm going to try it. I have one of 2 that I would offer up as the cut. I would like to offer up Undertale and Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Xenoblade Chronicles X it is.
Okay. Alright. So now...
Can't believe you had the gall to even try to say Undertale right now.
Okay. Like I said, I...
Dare you!
Fine. Alright, so we have our official list of nominees for Best RPG Strategy. The nominees are Witcher 3, Fallout 4, Pillars of Eternity, Undertale, Divinity Original Sin Enhanced Edition, SteamWorld Heist.
Right.
I think we all know what I'm picking as the winner. So
maybe.
But what, you take the lead on this, Steve. What are you thinking here? I mean, because it doesn't matter what you pick. I mean, we know what I'm going to pick. Because it doesn't matter here. I mean, I'm just going to say it.
Okay, yeah. So for everyone who may not have listened to previous year's awards, we picked 2 winners in every category except for the game of the year, which we have to come to a consensus.
which was very interesting if you want to go to last year's episode.
Oh yeah, it took a lot of time to get to that one.
Yeah, an hour-long argument between Dragon Age and Bayonetta 2.
And now that I've finished the actual main campaign on Dragon Age, I don't know that it deserved to win. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I used up a lot of karma on that, and I kind of wish I had it for Witcher 3, which is my pick for RPG, but that's my pick for best RPG of the year, Witcher 3. Fallout is okay. I think mechanically it's better than 3, but it's basically a mechanical upgrade of 3. Difference.
It has some problems though, some major problems.
I've not had a single issue, surprisingly, on PS4, but it's one of those situations where everybody's mileage may vary. I mean, Jeff Gerstmann had 0 problems on New Vegas, and that one has as many or more problems than 3 did. So, it's a your mileage may vary thing. I have no issues with Fallout, but I think it's good. Pillars of Eternity, I mean, it's, great style of that game. However, I'm a bigger fan of Divinity Original Sin Enhanced Edition, as we'll get into later. I think that game's awesome. I think SteamWorld Heist is the best game probably on the 3DS last year, and I can't wait for it to come to PS4, given, what that game is in terms of it's the SteamWorld world, setting, but now
it's the same style of art and character design, but then it's turn-based strategy.
Yeah, now it's XCOM. So
essentially.
Yeah, so I really like that. And Undertale, I don't think people are latching onto this like Earthbound. I don't know if it's that, but it is good. Somebody inspired by Earthbound made a good turn-based RPG that's got a lot of cool design decisions in terms of the sound and the graphics and the story.
And it switches up the way the battle mechanics are from nearly every single major boss encounter to the next.
Yeah. I don't think it is the best game ever, or, like the game FAQs thing, whatever. I don't think it's that, but I think it's one of the best 6 RPGs of last year, easily. But
oh yeah, no, I mean that's why I choose that.
Oh,
I choose Undertale for my RPG of the year.
Alrighty, so winners.
Oof, damn, that's a good story.
All right, so winners of Witcher 3 and Undertale.
I mean, it has 3 endings: neutral, good, and evil, and they're all very different.
Okay. All right. Well, the next few categories, we already have the nominees down to the final 5 or 6. So
yeah, it was a light year for racing.
Well, it was a super light year for fighting because we didn't even do it.
Yeah.
We might have been able to squeeze it out, but it was literally like 2 anime fighters, Mortal Kombat.
I think Mortal Kombat kind of wins it by default.
Yeah, so let's just say if there was a category, Mortal Kombat was going to win it. I mean, it was it was literally like 2 or 3 anime fighters plus Mortal Kombat. It was just kind of, ugh.
And then I think there was a Blaze Blue update.
Yeah, maybe.
And it was a brand new disc. I know there's another one now.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Why are they releasing so many discs?
I don't know. Like, people get on to Capcom, they're worse.
Yeah, they've released so many discs that are just updates of the same game.
All right.
It's just kind of insane.
All right. So there's our take on fighting games this year.
Yeah.
And the version with all the content just came out. So there you go. Go get Mortal Kombat XL or wait for a sale on it.
I think they were planning to do that Game of the Year version with that name ever since they decided to call it X.
Yeah.
I mean, they had to have thought that was just so dumb and so funny.
Yep. All right, so on to Best Racing Game, where we do have some nominees, which are Project Cars, Forza Motorsport 6, Need for Speed, Fast Racing Neo, and Dirt Rally.
Yeah, and the only reason Need for Speed is on this list is because it was just a little bit better than any of the garbage that could have been on the list.
Well, I will give a shout out to Fast Racing Neo. If you want modern F-Zero, that is a $15 download on Wii U, and that's probably the closest you're going to get to a high-def F-Zero. That is essentially what that game is, minus the characters and the storyline or whatever that Nintendo would put in it.
Mm-hmm.
It is, or if you're wanting a new Wipeout, considering Sony closed that studio, that's as close as you're going to get. That is a really awesome game. It came out like mid-December, so nobody really talked about it because people were done talking about games and were on vacation and whatnot when it came out. So if you're wanting a Wii U game, if you want F-Zero or Wipeout, that game is awesome. But my pick, and it is much improved over the previous full motorsport game, my pick is Forza Motorsport 6.
Yeah, I gotta go with Fast Racing Neo because it's kind of like the only one I thought was good.
Okay.
And might have kept my attention personally.
All right. So there you go. Our nominee or our winners for Best Racing Game: Forza Motorsport 6 for myself, Fast Racing Neo for Steven.
But those first-person fist bumps in Need for Speed, those were pretty good. So many first-person fist bumps. Oh, you gotta watch the video of that. It's so good. It's so bad.
All right, well, let's move on to Best Sports Game. Nominees are Madden NFL 16, MLB The Show's... Oh, that's a mistype there. MLB The Show 15, NBA 2K16, Rocket League, #IDARB, and FIFA 16. And you're probably going to be shocked by what I'm going to pick here.
I hope not.
It is the game that has taken 3 different user bases by storm. It has made one of my favorite IGM alums into a super successful game developer. It deserves every amount of praise it's gotten. It is the perfect blend of sports and fast action. You don't have to be a soccer or hockey fan to get into it. It is simple to learn, difficult to master.
Wow, I did not know you had this much praise for IDARB.
No.
I know, I'm being funny.
Okay. Which that game's actually pretty decent too.
Yeah, I know. I was surprised. I thought, oh, there's no way this could have enough depth to warrant anyone wanting to continue playing it. I was wrong. I was very wrong.
The problem was that came out back when the Xbox One, and even still, I mean, the Xbox One is, PS4 has doubled its sales, but it kind of came out, and people made videos about it in February, but it did not have the lasting effect that Rocket League has. So then that is my pick. In a weak sports year, you've heard me talk about NBA 2K16. I may play Madden Ultimate Team in a lot, but 16 is worse than 15.
Oh, but you have to at least love the devil Michael Jordan at the beginning, because it's so weird and out of place.
That's the best part of that story mode, because then after that, well, let's put it like this. I mean, I've talked about it before. Unless you're playing an African-American character, that story mode is just, it just breaks immersion so bad. You're just like, this makes no sense.
And all they had to do for anything else was just make a minor mention once that, well, we adopted you.
Right.
You've been adopted. That's all you'd need to do.
Yeah.
And that would fix all of it.
Yep. And you just cut...
Except for some of the story beats.
Well, I mean, even if they were just adopted and then you don't put in the stuff about, when he was in the womb, da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And,
yeah. Like I said, some of the story beats.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was the only thing. So...
It's unanimous.
All right.
Game of the year for sports is Rocket League.
All right.
for both of us.
Yeah, that is rare. That is very rare. Not only
Rocket League is amazing.
Yeah.
You literally just have a car with a rocket strapped to the engine. It's so stupid and so fun.
Yep. All right. Well, let's move on to best shooter, where we do have a list.
I mean, who knew soccer could be fun?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm right there.
I mean, all you got to do is replace the people with rocket-powered cars and a ball that explodes.
Yep. All right. So, best shooter. Our nominees are Black Ops 3, Halo 5, Battlefield Hardline, Destiny: The Taken King, Splatoon, and Helldivers. This is a weak year for shooters because I think Black Ops 3 is better than it has been, but I don't really think it's as good as the glory days of pre-Ghosts.
Yeah.
Hardline is kind of bleh. Halo 5 is, hey, yeah, pay us for cards. Yeah. Pay us for cards.
I mean, you're gonna earn enough that you don't have to.
Well, it's also the marketing and the actual story. Like, the marketing is, it's just, there's just a lot of stuff around that game.
Well, it's the middle chapter of the trilogy again. It's another middle chapter, just like Halo 2.
Yeah, but it doesn't have Halo 2's multiplayer to salvage it.
Well, I mean, it's still got really good multiplayer, though.
Yeah, there's too much corporate commander, to use an Angry Joe reference there for my tastes.
Okay. What does that mean?
Angry Joe, when he does his reviews, he has different characters, and one of them is corporate command. Imagine stereotypical super evil person that's think what's his name for Activision? Think Bobby Kotick.
Oh, Kotick?
Yes, think Bobby Kotick in a Cobra Commander outfit. With the sarcasm meter up to 10, where he's literally throwing money, or like swimming in money, or like money, gotta get money.
I mean, you really don't have to pay for any of it, though. That's the thing.
All right, that's fine. I mean, and then Destiny is better.
It finally has a story, and I'm shocked.
Yeah,
it was good. The raid was good too.
I mean, we've all heard my take on Splatoon. I don't like the way it controls on the gamepad, and you can't use the Pro Controller outside of the single player mode. So my pick for Shooter of the Year, kind of a low key pick, but I am picking Helldivers.
Okay. The top-down three-quarter view-ish shooter?
Yeah, Diablo-style camera, shooting aliens, getting loot, super fun game, recently on PlayStation Plus, has a retail version out there that's now down to $20, that includes the Vita and PS3 versions. Just great, fun shooter. To me, the most fun, the most accessible shooter in a down year. I think it's the best of a down year.
Most accessible, really? When Splatoon is on the list?
You know that
your gripes with the controls aside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta go with Splatoon because I don't hate fun.
It's fine. It's just we've gone over this before. I
mean, Nintendo made a brand new franchise.
I understand.
In a year where the Wii U was not doing great.
Yep.
That is a good thing for them to do.
Yep.
Because they need more franchises that they can use.
I totally understand. I can't have fun with that game when I can't shoot and aim properly.
Well, maybe the Splatoon that comes out on the NX will catch your interest a little bit more.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Style controller of some sort, please, and then I will be happy. All right, so now we're going to have to start. Now we're back to the categories where we need some cutting.
Uh-huh.
All right, so we are to best action adventure.
And that's literally action/adventure.
Yeah.
So it could be either an action game or an adventure game or both.
Yeah. So we've got 5, we've got 9, we have to cut 3. I would like to offer the first nominee to cut as Transformers Devastation.
Man, you gotta.
I did not realize I was cutting.
I mean, I know we need to make some cuts, but that's a rough one right off the start. I guess, yeah, it's the fighting could have been better. It's just such a good spectacle. The fact that you can actually make a good Transformers game was amazing.
You know,
It's Platinum coming out of nowhere again, making another game from a franchise that nobody thought was going to be any good. Yeah, it hit it out the park.
oh, well, my finger's hovering over it here.
Yeah, I like I said, the combat could have been a little better. But of all the ones that are, well, I think, how many cuts do we need?
3.
2, 3, 3? Yeah, I don't know that it hangs with everything else.
Oh, okay.
No, I think you're right. I don't think it hangs with everything else on the list.
All right.
So,
Cut. All right.
that's a rough one, though.
Okay. Do you have one to offer up before I do?
Super Mario Maker. It is neither an action or an adventure game. It is a platformer.
We don't have a platformer category.
Trust me, Mario Maker will get its due in a lot of other categories.
Okay. Because we don't have it, I don't think, in any other category until we get to its likely Wii U Game of the Year slot. But, okay.
It gets its due elsewhere.
All right. That is fine. I will cut that. I will offer up Bloodborne. Okay.
I mean, it's a Souls game. It's a good Souls game, but it is still a Souls game.
Okay, Bloodborne or Dying Light? That's...
I mean, Dying Light made me care about a zombie game, so I think by default that has to stay.
Okay.
So I guess Bloodborne, even though it's really, really good, and people should go play it if you have a PlayStation.
Yep.
4.
All right. So now we have a finalized list of 6 nominees of Rise of the Tomb Raider, Metal Gear Solid 5, Life is Strange, Until Dawn, Tales from the Borderlands, Dying Light.
Man, this is a heck of a list.
Yeah, but we already know what I'm picking.
Yeah, I have a feeling.
Yeah. So why don't you... I mean... I think, I mean, this is a really strong, in my personal take, there's like 3 on the top of this, and then there's like a tier, there's like a tier 1 and a tier 2.
Yeah.
But that's of my personal feelings, so I'm picking Life is Strange.
Yeah, I mean, what else were you going to pick?
Yeah.
Other than your baby?
Yeah. So
I think I'm gonna have to go with Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain.
I mean, that's fine. I'm worried about where this leads later on, because I am not. The core game is great. If you played it to completion within the first month of release, it is awesome. But
okay. Your problems with the online stuff and all the changes that they've made, I don't know that they're as bad now as they were when they were just starting to make the changes.
Okay.
I think they've lightened up a lot because now there's like rewards that you get if you log in on daily basis.
Yeah, but
there are various kinds of rewards. There's challenges that you can complete for rewards as well. So I don't know that it's quite as punishing as it was before.
Okay. But I just think that the sweet spot of that game was September 2015, and your experience post that is worse. Now, by how much of a degree, varies. Maybe it's not as bad now as it was November, December of 2015, but...
Yeah, I really don't think it is, because the last time I watched Metal Gear Scanlan, that was like maybe a month ago. It wasn't too bad.
Okay. I don't know. So that is our winners of Life is Strange and Metal Gear Solid 5.
But definite thumbs up for Rise of the Tomb Raider and Dying Light.
Yeah, well, we'll get to Rise. Will get its due from me later. Yeah, Rise gets its due. It's one of my top 5 games of the year. But this category also has one higher in the top 5. Actually, 2 higher in the top 5. So I went with the higher.
There's a lot of games that deserved some praise. That's why they're on the list.
Yep. All right, so let's move on to Best Co-op Local Multiplayer. And we have right now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we need to cut 4. And I offer up the 2 music games for the first cuts of Rock Band 4 and Guitar Hero Live.
I feel like we should keep one of them, but I don't know which one, and I don't think that this was a really strong year for music games anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to agree with you and say yes.
Okay. Now we must cut 2 more. I would like to offer up Warhammer End Times Vermintide.
Oh, you're going to go straight for the Left 4 Dead one, huh?
Yeah, I think there's better ones on here.
Explain to me why Divinity Original Sin deserves to stay as a local co-op game.
Oh my god, you're attacking.
No, just explain. Okay. I don't know anything about this local co-op that's in this or multiplayer of any kind.
Okay, so imagine Diablo, Baldur's Gate, Pillars of Eternity style game.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine the capability of playing that with someone else and not having the limitations of Diablo of, I need to check my inventory, so now we're both stuck on the inventory screen. Oh, well, I can't go any further this way because you're lagging behind. I got to come back and get you. What if you could just both go your completely separate ways? What if you decided to tackle a quest by one person? Let's say there's this big robot that is a boss battle, and there may be a way that we could control that robot to make this easier, but no, that part of the quest is back in town. Well, here, you don't aggro the boss yet, you just stay here. I will teleport back to town. I will go and do that part of the quest and come back, and we will tag team this boss. And you can do that all seamlessly. My half of the screen would be showing me in town, going to wherever. You're chilling in front of the boss, maybe setting up turns and plans of like, okay, let's say I left both of the computer party members with you because it's a 4-person party. So you start planning out these turns of, okay, you're going to do this, you're going to do this, I'm going to do that. And then I come back in and one of us stealth behind the boss, and then you rush and do your things, and then before the boss gets its turn, I unstealth and do the thing to take control of the robot and turn him, docile so he won't attack us.
All right, I mean, you proved your case. It has a decent co-op at least.
And I have to find the link to it here. I will send it to you in the notes. My girl. Huh?
Let me counter your Warhammer nomination with the nomination of Gauntlet, because Gauntlet is just a bad game.
No, Shipwreck would disagree from the
It's just a
podcast.
bad game. It's not a good Gauntlet game in any shape or form. It's like a worse version of Magicka.
Okay, I will allow it. I do not agree, but I don't have like oh my gosh, have to keep this. So I will allow it, although I disagree. So what is going to be the last cut?
I don't think Resident Evil Revelations deserves to be on the list.
You're probably right. It's one of the few games that's on a disc that has local co-op. It's literally like one of the 3 right now, or 4. Well, 3 this year, and then it's literally one of 4 games that you can walk into a retail store and buy and have local co-op.
Yeah, but I don't think it hangs with the rest.
I was afraid. I tried, Revelations. I tried. I will defend you always, but all right. We have a list of 6.
Dude.
The nominees for Best Co-op Local Multiplayer: IDARB, Dying Light, Helldivers, Divinity Original Sin Enhanced Edition, Warhammer End Times Vermintide, Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes.
All right.
My pick for this, if you couldn't gather it by what I was saying earlier, my pick for this is Divinity Original Sin Enhanced Edition.
All right, good, fair choice. Oh man, yeah, this is a rough decision because Dying Light is really good for that co-op and for versus, and for just the fact that it even has some fun uses for other players. But I gotta go with Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, because that is a game that shows you what VR can actually do and why it's fun.
Okay. Yep. All right. So let me sorry, I was sending you the link to the video for the show notes. So once again, my winner is Divinity Original Sin, and Steven goes with Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes.
I love the fact that the title of the video is I Love Divinity Original Sin.
Well, that's kind of Brittany's style.
It's okay. I have a feeling that's going to be something that's going to continue throughout the rest of this episode. All right.
All right.
What were you saying?
Well, let's move on to Best HD Port Remake Collection. Sorry, I have a feeling Game of the Year is going to be heavy debate, and
probably.
We've got 70 minutes left, so I'm trying to move this along.
I know.
All right, so Best HD Port Remake Collection. We have 8 nominees. We need to cut 2. My first nomination is Darksiders 2 Remastered.
Boom, gone.
Yay. Okay. My second nominee is Borderlands The Handsome Collection.
Yeah.
For elimination.
Yeah.
This one is
good, but I understand why.
Yes.
It was already on HD consoles. It was already HD.
Yeah.
It didn't really, and it doesn't even combine all the Borderlands games that were released up to that point.
Yeah.
All right, how many more do we need?
We don't need any more cuts. We have 6.
We're good? Okay.
Yeah. So all
right, well.
Yep. Our nominees are Resident Evil, Final Fantasy Type 0 HD, Rare Replay, Mega Man Legacy Collection, Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, and Grim Fandango Remastered. Now, there's a few games here. I think Resident Evil is really good. that GameCube game was already really good, and now you put
Yeah.
it in HD with optional better controls, and it is now available on disc along with Resident Evil Zero. So it took them a year to get Zero, but now you can get them both on disc if you so choose.
I mean, Zero still was one of the weakest of the Resident Evil games.
Right, but this one's really good. I mean, and it's just crazy to me how much of the gaming media never played the GameCube one. Because, I mean, it changes so many things with the Crimson Zombies and the added story section
and the quick use items of, like, daggers and stuff.
Yeah, and then the taser, yeah.
Yeah.
So
it does some really good things, and it's a really good game.
Final Fantasy Type 0 HD, the only reason it survived is because they patched it and the motion blur is almost all gone. Like, it's actually playable now.
Yeah, but that doesn't make it a good game.
Like I said, I think it's a pretty decent game, and it's an awesome, HD remake now is a good, I shouldn't say awesome, it is a decent to good HD remake now, but with the caveat, the only reason it survived this list was to make it on the list was because of the patch.
Well, I mean, also the fact that it actually was an HD remake.
Yes, this is a PS...
As opposed to just a slight up-res from 720p to 1080.
Yeah, because this was originally a PSP, Japanese-only PSP game.
Yeah.
And a missing part of the Final Fantasy legacy that a lot of people have been looking forward to having, so...
I think it should have stayed missing, but that's my personal opinion, apparently.
Alright. Majora's Mask, hey, they did what they did again with Ocarina of Time, and they
streamlined some of the problem sections. They updated it so that it flowed a little bit better. They gave you a couple items that fixed a few issues of kind of try to keep track of daily events and everything.
And they designed it from the ground up for the new 3DS XL.
Okay. I didn't realize that part, but sure.
Well, yeah, because it has a controllable camera. You have a analog...
Oh, okay, but then if you don't have that, you can still just play the game normally.
Yeah, similar to how it did in Ocarina of Time, but as someone that has that is a nice option to have. Plus, it's one of the few games that makes use of those ZL, ZR buttons.
Okay.
The 2 extra shoulder buttons on it as well. Grim Fandango Remastered, a game once thought to be lost to time, now available for Sony and PC platforms.
One of the lauded LucasArts games.
Yep. But I think...
Man, does it fall back on those really bad adventure game tropes of that era?
Yeah, a bit. I mean...
Of combine this weird thing with this other weird thing to get this answer?
Yeah. I think we already talked about one of them, but I think there's 3 standouts on this list. And the other 2 standouts to me being Rare Replay and the Mega Man Legacy Collection. The Legacy Collection, it's great and it's awesome to have the actual NES versions of those games.
I mean, yeah, but it still misses collecting all the other Mega Man games that were available.
Well, so I really think it should have had 7 and 8.
Yeah.
As well. Maybe even 9 and 10. Just do all
7, 8, 9, and 10. Yeah, just get them all.
Yeah, I really think it should have done that. It's kind of a weird exclusion because it's not we can't afford it type. We can't fit the size. I mean, the size, even with all the extra artwork and stuff, it's like a few 100 megabyte file.
Yeah.
It is a weird dichotomy too because this came out originally as a download for $15. Mm-hmm. It is now just released on disc for $30, and there is no difference. The only difference is you get a laminated cheat sheet of what weapon is strong against which boss for all 6 games, and you get a code to download soundtrack or a sound sampler.
And that's something, but I don't know that that's an extra $15 worth.
Right, exactly. So my pick even though not all the games are great, but my pick for the most complete collection of an entire legacy of a studio that Microsoft can legally put out, because there's a handful of games that are tied up with Nintendo because they involve Nintendo IPs. But other than that, for a complete collection of a long, not as fallen on hard times recently, but in previous times as one of the most important companies in video game history, my winner for this category is Rare Replay.
Yeah, that's a really good choice. It's a really strong choice as well. I've got it down to 2 games, but I just keep waffling at the moment. Majora's Mask is a really good game.
Yep.
Rare Replay is the whole replay HD update package. Gives you an entire history of the studio up to the points where they, had to do some Nintendo games where they probably shouldn't have. Donkey Kong Country.
Okay, you don't understand. Like, you need to read. Like, that is one of the most important games in video game history. Donkey Kong Country. That.
Well, yeah, because it proved you can put too many collectibles in one game.
No, you need to read. You need to read Console Wars, because that game specifically did 2 things. It first off, it allowed, there would be no GoldenEye without Donkey Kong Country, because that proved to Nintendo Japan that the people out west can actually make games if you get them a chance. That game also established Treehouse. That game also changed the tone of the 16-bit war to where Nintendo actually pulled even with Genesis. Whereas Genesis was dominating America, Nintendo was dominating Japan, and then Genesis was dominating Europe. This allowed Nintendo to pull even in the West. This was the first game to start that trend. So Donkey Kong Country is a much more important game than you're giving it credit for. I know you may not like certain things about it, and that's fine, but
I just don't like Donkey Kong in general, for the most part.
That's fine. But that game is so important. I didn't realize how important it was in the history of Nintendo. Like, there are 3 major things. Like, it is just amazing. Yeah,
okay.
All
I
you
mean,
people complaining about the damn face petting, you wouldn't even have Treehouse if it wasn't for Donkey Kong Country. I gotta stop, because that's gonna lead to Tokyo Mirage Sessions, and I gotta save that for next episode.
Okay.
We're gonna record a rant.
Like I said, it's down to either Majora's Mask, which Nintendo took a nice big risk on a sequel to Ocarina of Time and did some weird stuff with that, and it actually seemed to pay off. A lot of people hate it.
Well,
I actually liked it.
Certain members of the gaming press that you listen to quite a bit hate it.
Oh, he vehemently hates that game for some reason.
I know, but Jeff is not the entire industry. Jeff hates
I know. Just, it's weird how much he dislikes that game. Yeah. And like I said, I really enjoyed it.
Okay. Well, I mean, nothing's stopping you from picking that.
Yeah, I'm probably letting my nostalgia for it tip the edge. But, yeah, the collection of all the Rare games, just so good.
And not only that, but interviews and concept art and...
Yeah. Legend of Zelda, it has such a soft spot right in my heart for Legend of Zelda. I can't say no to it.
So you're picking Zelda. Okay.
Gotta go with Zelda, right. Majora's Mask.
That's fine. So we have...
You gotta save Termina.
Alright. So we have our winners of Rare Replay and Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask.
Yep.
Alright. let's go to graphic art design, where, come on.
This is definitely one of those, well, it's kind of more of an opinion more than anything else.
Right, and then that's fine. So we have 9 nominees right now. We need to cut 3. I will offer the first cut as Beyond Eyes.
Yeah, I mean, I did really, really enjoy that style that they were going for.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a lot of white empty space at first.
Okay.
So I think I can live with getting rid of it.
All right. We have 2 others. I would like to nominate Grow Home.
Yeah, I just don't have the love for that game as a lot of other people do.
Okay.
Now we get to the hard part.
All right.
I would say personally, I don't think the graphics for Life is Strange hold up to the rest of these.
No.
I just don't think the graphics hold up.
Oh, let's. Okay, I gotta find something else. No. All right. Ori and the Blind Forest.
It's a really beautiful game, man. It does some really nice graphical touches.
Okay, Undertale.
Oh hell no.
Okay, I didn't think so.
If I'm keeping one pixel game on this list, that's the game.
Okay. Axiom Verge.
I'd be willing to let Axiom Verge go.
Okay.
Even though I do think it's better than Life is Strange graphically.
Okay.
Or art direction wise.
Okay. I got it. Okay. All right. So we have a list of 6. Graphic art design, Life is Strange, Witcher 3, Undertale, Galaxy, Ori and the Blind Forest, Until Dawn. And as much as I fight, it is my strong number 2, but my number 1 is Witcher 3.
Yeah, it's a graphics powerhouse, it really is.
The weather effects, the sunrise, the monster designs, the towns, just, and we'll get into it also with some of the audio design. Just that it is just a living, breathing world that Skyrim was 4 years ago. Like, it's just, but even better. Like, I mean, the vistas that game has, the monster designs, the characters look good, unlike a Bethesda game where they're kind of, they're okay, but they're not the character designs of Witcher. So as much as I love, I have a very high top 3. I mean, Witcher, Life is Strange, Until Dawn is my top 3 in this. So I was fighting for those 3, but the top of those 3 for me is Witcher. So that is my pick.
Yeah, like I said, Witcher 3 is a very strong graphical powerhouse. But I gotta go with the style more than the actual powerhouse graphics.
Okay.
And I gotta go with Galaxy.
Okay.
The dimensionals.
All right.
That slick 80s, 90s style graphics that they were going for just hits all the right buttons for me.
All right, so, and that was recently a PlayStation Plus game this month.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so graphics, art design, the winners, Witcher 3 for myself, Galaxy for Steven. So now we're going to go to audio design, and we have 8 nominees, and we need to cut 2. The first one I'm going to offer up is Fallout 4.
Yeah, no, it's more Fallout 3, at least audio-wise.
I think it's good, but...
Good, but just doesn't hang with the rest.
Yeah, I gotta fight. I have 4 that I'm ready to fight for on this, so...
I'd say Rebel Galaxy, because I don't really have any dog in that game.
Alright, that is fine.
Space trucking is fine, just that's doesn't really do much for me.
Yeah.
Alright, what do you got? Or is it?
Yeah, we have 6.
Oh, it's okay,
yeah.
Perfect.
Our nominees are Life is Strange, Witcher 3, Until Dawn, Undertale, Persona 4 Dancing All Night, Krypton the Necro Dancer. I have kind of flip-flopped on this a lot.
Okay.
I have four that are like my top four in this. And I feel that I haven't given one of these enough due. And the one thing it does is so great. And I think it's slightly better than the music from Persona 4. And it's slightly better in the voice acting department than Life is Strange and Witcher 3. Of the slightest. I mean, we're going microscopic here. So I think my winner for best audio design, because of the way, different. I mean, it does the horror movie shtick. It does it well. My pick for this category, my winner, is Until Dawn.
Yeah, it's a really strong game. And it came out so late in the year, too.
Well, August. It came out the week Madden did.
Was it?
Yeah, came out same week Madden.
Wow.
Yeah.
Completely forgot that it was at the tail end of summer.
Well, it was the start of that and Madden. That was the start of the fall season. I mean, the start of the fall season is Madden. Unless something like Deus Ex or BioShock or something, or Batman comes out beforehand, but...
Yeah, and I completely forgot that was when it came out. I for some reason, I was equating that more to coming out at the end of September or beginning of October for some reason.
Well, it took a while to get going. I mean, it got super popular on YouTube.
Yeah.
And you're probably thinking of that because of Giant Bomb East. That's
probably
when they started doing it. So
yeah, probably.
As someone,
because I know a bunch of other places did it a little earlier.
Yeah, as someone that had that game pre-ordered, so I remember when it came out. So, all right, what are you thinking here? Am I thinking what you're thinking?
I'm down to Until Dawn or Crypt of the Necro Dancer, because my God, that audio is just it resonates with your soul. And you can choose from 3 completely separate soundtracks that are all based around the same musical cues, but they're all vastly different. Yeah, I gotta go with Crypt of the Necro Dancer.
Okay.
That is the entire crux of that game, is the audio.
Okay.
If you get yourself on that beat and keep going, you are nigh unstoppable.
All right.
Unless you get snuck up on.
So our winners are myself, Until Dawn, and Steven picks Crypt of the Necro Dancer.
Yeah.
Now, we get...
This is going to be a rough category.
Yeah, the next 2 are the rough ones before Game of the Year.
Yeah.
And
before console system exclusive Game of the Year.
Well, console game, those aren't that bad. I don't think those are that bad. I think our lists are pretty self-explanatory there.
Yeah, probably.
So, all right. So, this is download exclusive game. Now, please note that Life is Strange did not have a retail release until January. Tales from the Borderlands does not have a retail release until next month. So that is why they are still eligible for this list, because as of last year, the only way you could get it was by download. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We've got to cut 10.
Ush. Grow Home?
Yes, that was...
I mean, like I said, I did not really like in that graphic style enough.
Lara Croft Go.
That's a rough one.
Okay.
I'd like to counter with Her Story.
Fine.
While it's a really good FMV game, it's not that good.
I have other horses in this race, so I am perfectly fine with that.
Yeah. I'm not quite ready to let go of Lara Croft.
Okay, Massive Chalice.
I guess I can let that go.
Okay.
There wasn't a lot of love for that game for some reason.
Yeah. All right, Soma.
Have you seen any of the videos on it?
I mean, a bit. That's fine. We can go back here. It's just...
let's hold off on that one just for the moment.
All right, Rebel Galaxy.
Yeah, no, just doesn't resonate.
All right, we're down 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. So we still got another half of this list here.
Mm.
Kerbal Space Program.
Oh hell no, that deserves to be on this list.
All right.
I'd counter with Visible Ink.
Fine. All right. 11. Ori and the Blind Forest.
Okay, I'm convinced that I can let go of Lorecraft Go.
Okay. Down to 10. I don't want to do it, but Axiom Verge.
Yeah, it's good for what it does, but I just don't know that it hangs on the list with everything else.
All right, 9. Got cut 3. Ori and the Blind Forest.
Yeah, I think it gets its due elsewhere.
8. Cut 2.
I'd suggest Life is Strange, but I know you're not gonna like that. Because it was okay, wasn't as loved as you and Ginyu seem to love it.
And Greg Miller. And numerous other outlets. You're not going to do Crypt and the Necro Dancer. I know you're not.
Oh hell no.
You're not going to do Galaxy.
You might be able to make a case for that. While it does have a lot of that really good slick style, it is a really good rogue-like game, but it just doesn't quite have the oomph that some of the other games have.
Okay. Am I good to hit this button?
Yeah.
All right. I have to cut 1. I don't want to do this, but I have a feeling the other 4 I would say you would block. And I don't want to do it, but I will offer up Tales from the Borderlands.
I mean, as funny as that game is, it just doesn't hang with the rest.
I have 2 that I think to me have to be on here, and you're strong with the other 4. So I will offer up Tales.
Soma is maybe the only one where there could be a case to take it off the list.
Okay.
But without knowing exactly 100% how your feelings are on that game, it's a little difficult.
Tales is in my top 10.
I mean, yeah, but Tales from the Borderlands is a good adventure game, and we have seen adventure games of that ilk before.
That's, I have my one of that game that I had to fight for, so that's why I offered it up. Okay, so we have our 6. Our nominees are Life is Strange, Rocket League, Undertale, Kerbal Space Program, Crypt of the Necro Dancer, and Soma. I think we know what my pick is.
Unfortunately.
It is Life is Strange. All right.
Come on, you gotta get some variety in your gaming love.
Okay, I've got like 3 games I've given super love to. 4. I've given like 4 games. Like my awards are divvied out between 4 different games. So soon to be a 5th. So
hey, I gotta stick with the good old space training game, Kerbal Space Program. You ever wanted to learn how NASA does what they do and how rough it is? Kerbal Space Program can teach you that.
All right. So we have our winners. Life is Strange for myself, Kerbal Space Program for Steven. Now we get into PC. Now we are to the platform games of the year. So right now our PC list has 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13. So we must cut 7. I offer up the trilogy of Her Story, Galaxy, and Grow Home.
Well, I could definitely live with Her Story and Grow Home.
Okay. Rebel Galaxy.
Yeah, Like I said, I just don't have the love for it that everyone else seems to.
Invisible Ink.
How many more do we need to cut?
4.
I think Ori doesn't quite hang with the rest of the list.
Okay.
I think I can live with Galaxy leaving the list.
Okay.
Because they did a really big push for that to be on PS4 more than PC. So we need to cut, what, 2?
2 more, yes.
Whoosh.
Invisible Ink.
Yeah, I think I'm ready to let it go.
Okay.
As much as it does deserve to be on the list, these other games are really good. Yeah, this one's not easy, this last cut.
Alright, I have to...
I might be willing to hear an argument for Soma.
That way you have 3 on this list and I have 3?
I mean, no, I have 4. Because Rocket League.
Okay, well, we share one. Okay, so we share Rocket League. We know
Rocket League deserves to be on any list.
We know my other 2.
Yeah, I mean, I have a feeling Life is Strange definitely was the best version on PC. Yeah. As good as Soma was, and thought-provoking as it was, I think it just misses out on the 6th spot. It's a strong 7th, though.
Okay. Sorry for the beeps there if they don't get edited out. Our multi-time contributor and friend of the show, Ginyu, keeps messaging me. And it's like, dude, we're kind of in the middle of something here.
Yeah, I know.
All right. So I had to... Okay.
All right, so I guess Soma.
Okay. All right, so we have a PC Game of the Year list of Witcher 3, Life is Strange, Rocket League, Undertale, Kerbal Space Program, Crypt of the Necrodancer.
Yeah, I gotta go with Kerbal. That game it's just amazing that it functions half the time. For as much physics calculation and just intense mathematical equations that it has to run through at a almost second by second basis, it is a marvel that that game functions as well as it does and actually teaches people what space terminology means. So, and it does it in such a fun, lighthearted way that it doesn't matter that you just crashed your $20 million rocket into the ground because, oops, you forgot the fins to keep it from spinning.
All right. Well, I have to kind of divide 2 different games here. I have to pick one of these on PC and one of these on PS4, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Even though I'm not on the PC. So I am going to go with Witcher 3 on the PC side of things. Because that is, now, while was fine for me on PS4, I think Witcher, that was a PC game from the, the pedigree of that game is PC. I think that's the best version of the game. It's not as big a difference as, let's say, like Fallout between PC and consoles, but I think there's enough of a difference there. And I've just got to divide my top 2, and I've got to put Witcher here.
All right.
All right, now we get to cleanse the palate with some Nintendo.
Yeah, because this is pretty easy.
Yeah, these are kind of short lists because it just wasn't that great.
It wasn't such a heavy year, really.
No.
It had some good games. There were some good games.
There's some okay to good games, but not as plentiful as previous years where Nintendo would have half of our top 6. That's not this year. All right, so our nominees: SteamWorld Heist, Puzzle and Dragons, Z, Super Mario, yada yada. Yokai Watch, Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, Pokemon Picross, Box Boy. And my pick for this list is, as I said before in the RPG section, the one I'm just waiting to get to PS4. My pick is SteamWorld Heist.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Oh,
it's a really good strategy game.
Wow, all right.
It deserves it.
There he goes.
As much as I like Pokemon Picross, it has the whole free to start thing, and that sort of sours a little bit of it, just enough to let SteamWorld Heist hit the number 1 spot on that.
So there you go, 3DS Game of the Year, unanimous, SteamWorld Heist.
Indeed, game that everyone should play.
Yep.
A lot better than that that steaming pile that Codename Steam turned into.
Yeah, kind of sad.
Was it Project Steam or Codename
Steam?
It's Codename, yeah. Yep. Man, that was unfortunate.
All right, moving on to Wii U Game of the Year. We have 5 nominees: Splatoon, Fast Racing Neo, Super Mario Maker, Yoshi's Woolly World, Xenoblade Chronicles X. My pick here, I think might be unanimous again. We'll see. I'm picking Super Mario Maker.
Yeah. As much as I like Splatoon, it just didn't quite have the impact that Super Mario Maker did.
All right, another unanimous selection. All right.
Yeah. They made an incredible level creator for so many different styles of Mario games. The only downside was it didn't include Super Mario Bros. 2 style. That was the only downside. If it had included that, my God, who knows how good it could have been.
All right, moving on to Vita Game of the Year. Our nominees are Persona 4 Dancing All Night, Lost Dimension, Helldivers, MLB 15 The Show, Broken Age, Nuclear Throne. I think it's fairly obvious what my winner is going to be. The first rhythm game that I have played to completion story-wise, a great continuation of the Persona 4 story. It's Persona 4 Dancing All Night.
I mean, it was a little weird that the dancing was the way that everybody was combating the new shadows, but you know. I gotta go with Nuclear Throne.
Yeah.
It's a top-down shooter that just gets so ridiculous and hectic and over the top that it just gets super fun.
All right. Now we get to PS4 Game of the Year.
Yeah.
We currently have 7 games in here. Offer up Axiom Verge.
I'd counter with Fallout 4.
Okay, that was the 2 that I was going to suggest, so... Okay.
Axiom Verge deserves to be on the list.
Okay. So we have a set of 6 nominees of Witcher 3, Life is Strange, Until Dawn, Metal Gear Solid 5, Rocket League, and Axiom Verge. And as I referenced before, my split pick here is going to Life is Strange.
Man, I think it's 2 games for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's Until Dawn
mm-hmm.
and Rocket League. Because both of them hit really hard and really heavy on PS4.
I would be like Until Dawn Go, but because that.
But I have to lean a little bit more towards Rocket League because without the fervor from PlayStation Plus having it on sale, right?
It was the free game.
Was the free game?
July. Yeah, it was the free game of July.
Yeah, without having that as the free game, I think it would have been another sleeper that I don't know that they would have sold anywhere near as much as they did.
Okay.
It might have taken a long time before people figured out that the game was that good.
All right, so we have PS4 games down. Life is Strange is my pick. Rocket League is Stevens.
Such a good year for some games.
Yep. Much better year than this one's shaping up to be, at least in the second half.
Well, we'll see. But there have been some good games so far.
Yes, there have been some good games so far, and that list ends in June. And I really don't anticipate anything coming out post-June.
We'll see. We don't know everything that's coming out.
No, we don't, but...
So we'll see. We'll see.
All right. So, moving on to Xbox One Game of the Year. We need to cut one. I offer up Massive Chalice.
I'd offer up MGS5.
Okay.
Because it wasn't Xbox exclusive.
All right.
And that's really my only reason.
Neither was Dying Light, but...
Yeah, but it deserves to be on the list.
All right. So, our nominees for Xbox One Game of the Year: Rise of the Tomb Raider, Ori and the Blind Forest, Witcher 3, Dying Light, Forza Motorsport 6, Massive Chalice. And here's where I pick a different game, a fifth game, to get an award. I'm picking Rise of the Tomb Raider. Oh my gosh, this game is so amazing. So good. So good. It's my number 4 game of the year. I love that.
I'm definitely leaning more towards Rise than some of the other games on the list. Ori was good. It was a really challenging platformer with some Metroid-style elements to it, but yeah, the improvements I think Rise of the Tomb Raider made over the previous just Tomb Raider reboot, I think it just edges it out just enough.
Wow, there we go. All right.
It's a really, really good game.
So, unanimous winner, Rise of the Tomb Raider. So, overall game of the year. So we're down.
Yeah, there's some changes, obviously, because we didn't pick certain games.
Yeah, okay. So I just took out Fallout. So.
Yeah, because obviously it's not.
Okay. I have a list here, and we may need to edit this, I think. My list right now, as it stands, is Witcher 3, Life is Strange, Until Dawn, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Rocket League, and Super Mario Maker.
Well, we got to put all the winners on the list. So all the winners deserve to be considered. So that means we got to add Kerbal. That means we got to add Crypt of the Necro Dancer. Galaxy, Rare Replay.
No, Rare Replay's not making the top 6.
Alright, well, okay, so Kerbal got more than one award from me, so it deserves to be on the list.
Does Crypt?
If we're gonna cut stuff, then I don't know that it hangs around long enough.
Okay.
Splatoon deserves to be on the list, though.
No.
Yes, it does. Again, just because you don't like fun doesn't mean it doesn't deserve to be on the list.
I have a fundamental problem with the way that game is set up. Like, I just have a fundamental the way that game controls. It's not that I don't like fun. If I could use a pro controller, I would really like that game. But fine. That is like my target to remove immediately.
Well, how many are we cutting it down to 6? Is that what we're doing? Okay.
Yeah, we have 8 right now.
What was other than Kerbal? What did we add?
We had Kerbal and Splatoon.
Okay. There it is. Okay, copy. If we're gonna cut stuff, then I guess that's our list for now. Because as much as I want to add more stuff, yeah, I don't know. So we have to cut to 6, right?
Yes.
All right.
Okay. Before we do that, I've got to take your temperature here. Because I know you're not going to go Life is Strange Game of the Year. I know that. I'm not cutting it out of the top 6, but I know I can't get that as Game of the Year. I just know that's not going to happen. I know you're not going to go that way. I've got to take your temperature of Witcher 3. Again, I'm not offering it up as a cut, but I got to know where I have to put my chips. I've got to figure out where I'm going to throw my argument for Game of the Year. So I've got to figure out if I need to go Witcher 3, if I go Until Dawn, if I go Rise of the Tomb Raider. I thought I was going to have to fight against Mario Maker, but I don't think I'm going to have to.
Oh, really? You don't think Mario Maker is the winner?
No.
The greatest game of the year.
It is not.
You really don't think it's the greatest game of the year?
No. In my personal top 10, it is. What is it? It is 7th.
It's pretty much the best game of the year. Splatoon comes close. Rocket League comes really, really, really close.
It's still not even in.
But yeah, none of the other games. It's those 3, and those are the 3 that would be my top 3. Until Dawn, maybe the 4th. Witcher 3, I never played it, so I don't really have enough of an opinion beyond that it's a really good RPG.
I got it for you for Christmas. You still haven't opened it.
I opened every game. Just what do you want me to do with my tiny little hard drive that they gave me?
Get an external.
Oh, but I can't, remember?
Oh yeah, that's right.
My Xbox is weird.
Your Xbox. GameStop's doing. I know you don't have the money to do it now, but they're offering the 200 in credit again.
All right.
We've got to cut. Can we cut Splatoon, please? Can we cut Splatoon?
Oh hell no, we ain't. That's one of the best games of the year.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Can we cut Kerbal?
As much as I love it, I can probably let it go. But it's a really good game, and people really should play it.
Well, they'll get their chance because although it's coming out first to Wii U, for some...
Yeah, which is strange, but yeah, cool that it's coming out for consoles.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it's just weird that it's Wii U first. That seems weird.
Well, it makes sense if you think about it, because you're building rocket ships.
Yeah.
And the touchscreen is perfect for that.
Yeah, but I didn't think it would have the horsepower to handle it, but...
That's the fantastic and amazing part, that it is that capable.
We've got 21 minutes, and we gotta cut one more.
And then we gotta figure out what the consensus is. Oh, the fun begins. This is why we love this. How about this?
The other six games are so far superior to Splatoon. It's driving me crazy.
How about this? Instead of cutting, we make it a 10 list, and then we just straight up decide from there.
All right, that's fine. So we're adding Kerbal back in.
Yep, Kerbal comes back. Alright, so SteamWorld, I guess, because it won.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. SteamWorld Heist. Yeah. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
One more.
I guess is it Crypt?
I guess it did win enough, right?
It won. You picked it twice, or Undertale? You picked Undertale for one thing. You picked Crypt for another. You picked Crypt for audio, and Undertale on RPG.
Yeah, Undertale, I guess, inches it out because that was a really good game.
Picked Kerbal twice. So what are we doing?
So I guess Undertale hits the final spot, I guess.
So we have a 10.
Okay. The 10 best games of the year is determined by our incredibly sophisticated scientific method of I feel like this game is the best.
I can't get you toward Rise, maybe, as Game of the Year?
You'd have to convince me a little bit that it doesn't deserve to be under Super Mario Maker.
Alright, so...
Or Rocket League. You might be able to convince me that Rocket League is the best game of the year. But Super Mario Maker is a really good game.
I just is my issue with that game, and I like I said, in my personal top 10, it's 7. But it's just a thing to where so much of the creation is let's make this, let's just go all out Souls mindset. Let's make these as hard as hell, where everything, all the movements have to be pixel perfect to get through. And it just seems like it rewards. I mean, there's creativity there, but it's so focused on making things batshit crazy, difficult.
Have you been watching Patrick Klepek play games? Is that where you're getting all this from?
Yes, that and Giant Bomb.
Those are not representative of the majority of the levels.
Every level I see being shared around Mario Maker is insanely hard, pixel perfect needing. It's not just Jeff and Dan's levels. There's other people that I've seen being shared. There's a lot of creativity there.
And that's what makes it so amazing. Because even though there are so many people who just want to troll you, like the Dan Reicherts of the world, there are plenty of other people who just want to make a good level. Or make an homage to another game.
The problem is, I feel like you're Jeff Gerstmann talking, and I just don't want to.
Then convince me that Rocket League is not the other best game of the year. It made me love a sports game.
Yeah.
There's only one other game that has ever done that, and that's NBA Jam.
Yeah, I just... those are like my 6 and 7 games. So, full disclosure, my top 10 in order from 10 to 1 is Dancing All Night, Tales, Metal Gear, Mario Maker, Rocket League at 6, Fallout at 5, Tomb Raider 4, Until Dawn 3, Life is Strange 2, Witcher 3 1. That is my personal top 10. So I'm having to go down here to 6 and 7. And I just think Rocket League is going to have more of a lasting impact than Mario Maker. Mario Maker is a very good game. There's a lot of creativity there. One might say that this game should have come out, I don't know, 3 years ago.
Well, Nintendo works on its own schedule.
It would have made maybe a little bit of a difference. I just think culturally, if you look back,
it makes a huge difference now that Nintendo is willing to do something like that.
What I'm saying is, I think culturally, when you look back, the game that is going to have more of an impact from 2015 is going to be Rocket League. It's not going to be Mario Maker. Mario Maker is this really good game that is going to be forever tied to this console that is going to be one of the worst selling consoles of all time.
Well, hopefully, as long as Nintendo figures that out quick enough, they can make more games in this style.
Can they?
Yes, they could do a Zelda level maker.
Yeah, but here's the thing. There's a big dichotomy between Zelda fans. Like, I'm one of the few that is not all about the 3D Zeldas, because that's when I grew apart from Nintendo. Nintendo's fan base on Zelda is all brought up. Anybody under the age of 30 is brought up on the 3D Zeldas, not the 2D. You're not going to have people clamoring to make 2D Zelda dungeons. It's the Back to the Future thing. 2D Zeldas, that's like a baby's game. Everybody's about the 3D Zeldas, and you can't do that. Nintendo doesn't care about Metroid, so that's out.
Yeah, which makes no sense because this is the 20th anniversary, 25th anniversary,
20th.
Something like that.
20th,
yeah. And we have nothing.
It's 30th.
It was 30? Oh, yeah.
Yes, 30th.
Okay.
Yeah, because
there should be something coming out this year that is not the Federation Force, that is a mainline game, but no.
So they're not going to care about that. You know what would probably, and you may think this is blasphemous, but you know what in a 2D plane would probably...
Is it Donkey Kong?
No. Okay. I was going to say Fire Emblem. I think you could sell make your Fire Emblem maker easier than, because that's already a 2D game. That's always been a 2D game.
I mean, that's more story-based than anything else, so I don't quite see the reasoning for that.
Well, I just think that...
I think maybe a Kirby level maker would make sense.
Maybe, but,
Kirby's pretty popular. It might be popular enough that it would work.
I would argue that Fire Emblem is one of their top 5 franchises right now. I would say Nintendo's top franchises...
I mean, probably, yeah, but I don't know that it fits the maker style.
I think it...
I mean, Fire Emblem is more about the combat than anything else.
Yeah, but I think you could devise some, what enemies...
The combat and the story.
Yeah, I just think you could devise a thing where to put enemies and when reinforcements come and...
I mean, maybe, but I think that would make more sense as a little extra mode in the next Fire Emblem game.
Yeah, possibly, but I just...
Like a little make your own levels as an additional thing.
But
that would make sense.
I just think, look, I'm a member of all 3 IGN, the private IGN Facebook groups for each of the 3 systems podcasts. And it is kind of funny to see Rocket League, how the Podcast Unlocked one has kind of taken over. I see so much Rocket League stuff on there. You have access to it now if you wanted to buy it. You didn't have access to it before because it was locked to the other 2 platforms. So the other 2...
Well, I could have gotten it on PC.
Oh, yeah. And you might still when it's on sale, because then we could play together, because PC and PS4 have cross-play. And
as soon as it's on sale on any console, Xbox or PC, then as long as I've got the credit, then yes, I'll definitely grab it.
I just think Rocket League, it's also it's an independent game developer that it's from the ashes of Zipper. It's a bunch of former Zipper people that made that first similar game on PlayStation that just kind of went under everybody's radar, and then...
Well, I don't think the name of that game helped.
Yeah.
Because it was just a mouthful.
Yeah, it was such a mouthful. So, they took the lessons from that, and like you talked about when we talked about it, they took the risk of taking the lump sum payment of the PlayStation Plus and just picked the perfect month to be the free game. A sport that used to be the month of NCAA football. They took advantage of not only, there's always a drain in the summer, but there was always at least NCAA. So not only did they get the people like you excited about a game in the dearth of summer, but they attracted the sports people because we have no NCAA anymore. Madden's not for another month plus, it's the end of August now, so you might as well almost say 2 months. So it's like, what's that game in the middle? And if you weren't knee deep in Witcher then Rocket League, and there was this free game, and just like I said, simple to learn, difficult to master. I mean, this game raised, even though it was a free game on PlayStation Plus, between the DLC and people buying it on PC, they made $50 million last year.
Yeah.
For such a tiny...
They deserved it. They deserve it. That game is amazing.
Yes. So, if I can't get any of my top 4, if I have the Sophie's Choice, I think that's the right metaphor. If not, I'm sorry.
I don't know.
If I have the choice between Rocket League and Super Mario Maker...
I mean, we could always settle for Splatoon.
No.
I'm just saying. Just saying.
We could settle for Life is Strange.
Oh, hell no.
Okay.
Hell no.
Okay.
That was a good adventure game. It was not the best game of last year. Not even close.
Okay, well...
It had a good twist, though. I will give it that.
We're never going to agree on Life is Strange. We're never going to agree on Splatoon. So... I am trying to go Rocket League over Mario Maker.
I can live with that. I can live with Rocket League being the game of last year.
Okay. Alright. Well, not as combative as last year. I used up all my equity last year with Dragon Age. And apparently we're not going to agree even on the twist ending, which is expanded upon in Trespasser, but...
Well, like I said, I haven't gotten that far. But the base game?
Well,
confusing for that ending.
Okay, you saw the scene after the credits.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which makes me absolutely confused to all hell.
Okay.
Like, what the hell does this happen?
Okay. I am here.
Because that character betraying that character, that makes... Why?
I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I will find videos from Lady Insanity. We are here for you.
Well, like I said, I still have the Trespasser, I still have Jaws of Hakan to go through, so... Maybe that changes it a little bit.
Well, Hakan's not going to change. Hakan's just a side thing. But it's fairly meaty. I mean, there's stuff to do there. You get a cool ability, and there's a cool dragon fight, and
okay, I'm all about the dragon fights.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a meaty portion of content there. There's a couple areas there in the Hakan Island that I don't like their layout because it's really uber confusing, especially if you're...
Wait, so it's islands?
Well, it is a island, yes. It is a...
Oh, okay.
I mean, it is a separate, it's a selection you choose on the map, and it's its own little area, and there's 2 spots in particular that are really confusing to figure your way around, especially if you're doing the side quests in those areas.
Oh, that puzzle at the end of the main game, when you're in that final temple.
Oh.
Those puzzles were a little annoying.
Yeah, that's where,
Not too confusing, but really annoying.
Yeah, strategy guide. Holla.
I mean, it didn't take me that long to figure it out. I'm just saying, annoying. Because I was like, oh, there's a lever here. Alright. Okay, well, what happens when I hit this lever? Oh, this happens. Okay. So, I mean, I guess the gameplay did teach me what I needed to do. It was just an annoyance to have to actually do it.
Okay. Well, we may have to go into spoiler cast territory for part of the next episode to try to help you. And I'm going to have to beef up on my lore. And
well, like I said, I haven't finished up to the DLC yet. So once I'll have to finish up the DLC because I haven't even done Jaws of Hakan yet.
Yeah.
But the main campaign ending, weird. I kind of might have missed the thread of why those 2 characters would have...
I think you did.
...not liked each other a little bit.
Yeah, you're missing...
I also was like, why would this person do this in the first place?
Yeah, you're missing a major thread. So, it's okay.
I must have missed something.
Okay. It's fine.
I mean, I thought I heard all the extra dialogue, but maybe I missed something.
You missed something. It's okay. I'm here. We'll get through it. All right.
But yeah, there you go.
Rocket
The
League.
Checkmate Arcade Golden King Award winner for overall game of the year for 2015 is Rocket League.
Yep.
With a nod and a tip of the hat to Witcher 3, Life is Strange, Until Dawn, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Super Mario Maker, Kerbal Space Program, Splatoon, Steam World Heist, and the venerable darling Underworld.
You mean Undertale?
Undertale. Well, there you go. My mind went in the weird direction right there.
Yeah.
Underworld.
Yeah.
That was a good movie at first.
All right. Can we at least get through the coming soon? I think I can get through this. We need to get through this.
I guess we have just enough time for that.
Yeah.
So let's hit the games that have come out and are coming soon. Or are we just doing the coming soon?
No, I have the full list since January.
Okay, all right. Let's cover all the games that have come out and are just about to come out in the coming soon. So, what's out and what's coming out?
All right, starting with mid-January, we have Life is Strange retail's release, Resident Evil Origins Collection, Lego Marvel's Avengers, Assassin's Creed Chronicles, Dying Light Enhanced Edition, Arslan: The Warriors of Legend, Nitro Plus Blasters Heroines Infinite Duel.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah.
That was a crazy anime fighter.
Mega Dimension Neptunia 7.
Yeah, that's another one of those that just I hear those names and still don't remember what the hell they are.
Digimon Stories Cyber Sleuth.
Cyber Sleuth.
Yes.
Interesting. Wonder if that's a detective story.
I don't know. It's sub only, subtitled only. Doesn't have English.
Oh.
But it's really popular. Like, it was hard to find the first week. I've never been a Digimon. I've always liked
I like Digimon enough that I might have to look into that one.
All right, Street Fighter V, Agatha Christie: The ABC Murders,
Okay.
Mega Man Legacy Collection, The Witch and the 100 Night Revival Edition, Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2.
There you go.
And Far Cry Primal.
Yeah, that game's not worth full price.
Those are the games from January and February. Console. Moving on to March. What came out last week? Mortal Kombat XL.
Yes, Game of the Year edition, which includes all the downloadable characters.
All on the disc except for one costume pack that is a code in the case. But everything else is on disc.
Okay. That's okay.
Alkaline's Gun.
Any idea?
It is some type of Eastern European developed game. I don't know a whole much about it.
Okay.
It is on both consoles, and I'm sure it's download on Steam as well. And then Friday, Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD came out for Wii U.
There you go.
Yep. I got mine.
Man, that's a divisive game, too.
Yeah, that's another Gerstmann does. It seems like if you can get past the beginning, a lot of people argue that it's the best dungeons of any Zelda.
I really liked it when I played it. I don't remember enough of it to say one way or the other. I really have very little recollection of anything past, like, some of the very, very opening.
Well, I mean, it's pretty much guaranteed I'm keeping my Wii U now because, I mean, the GameCube Zeldas, I don't have them anymore. I have the HD versions on Wii U, so...
From what I remember, I enjoyed it.
All right, coming out the week that we recorded this, the big game is The Division.
Oh yeah, Tom Clancy gets some more money
Yep.
for all those licensing deals.
And I was kind of divided on whether to include this, but there's nothing else coming out. And it's not
Okay.
coming out at retail unless you buy the $130 collector's edition.
Was a what now?
There's a $130 collector's edition for this thing. That's the only way to get it at retail, and it's still not a physical copy. Coming
Okay.
out March 11th is Hitman.
Oh right, because they're not actually done making
They're
the entire
they're
thing.
the
It's got to
they're
be
It's
piecemeal.
piecemeal. It's you can prepay for everything for $60, or you can spend 15 and get the prologue and Paris mission areas. And oh, by the way, you can go to my YouTube, youtube.com/MSU Hitman, if you want
Okay.
to watch a nearly perfect run through of the final stage of the prologue/beta. That's right. The beta that's been out is the entire prologue area. So if you played the beta, you've played half of the opening $15 segment. But I,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So I uploaded a 15-minute video of me beating the last mission of the beta, which is the last mission of the prologue, which is half of that first $15 chunk.
Yeah, that's well, I mean that's two stages, right?
Yeah, the beta/prologue was a walkthrough of a stage, and then it gives you the open to mess around in that stage, and then there's another stage that's the final test, and then once you beat that, you become an agent, because this is all prequel.
Yeah.
And then, the next spot, which is Paris, would open up, but the beta doesn't go that far. The beta
I
ends
mean,
there.
3 spots for 15's not terrible.
Yeah.
It's a little pricey if you're not gonna go back and play it at least once or twice
Yeah.
for each location.
All right. So, like I said, I went
Um,
ahead and put it on here because nothing else was coming out. And it technically does have a retail version, but
yeah,
not
no,
really.
you're right.
But that comes out on Friday the 11th. All right.
Okay.
Moving on to March 15th. Oh boy. EA's got to not be happy that both their cover stars have lost, but EA Sports UFC 2 comes out on consoles.
Okay.
Both of the cover fighters have lost their UFC titles since they've been named the cover athletes. One of them, the male, just this weekend.
Wow. Okay.
Which is what happened with the first game as well.
It's a curse.
Yep.
It's a curse, just like Madden.
Yep. All right, Sebastian Loeb Rally Evo. It's coming out for both major consoles.
Okay, racing game, obviously.
Yep. Samurai Warriors 4 Empires for PS4. Senran Kagura Estival vs. Endless Summer Edition for PS4.
Okay.
That's anime ninja girls fighting, huge breasts and clothes tattered, and yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I guess that's a thing.
Yeah. Aegis of Earth Protonovus Assault for PS4.
No clue.
And then Friday the 18th, Pokken Tournament for Wii U. The makers of Tekken make a Pokemon fighting game.
I still have no idea what to think of that game.
Moving on to March 22nd, Republique. I think it's supposed to be called Republic, but it's spelled Republique for PS4. Port of the PC mobile version. Lichdom Battle Mage and Trackmania Turbo. Round out the 22nd. And the 29th has MLB The Show 16 for PS3 and PS4. No Vita version this year. Knights of Azura for PS4. And Tropico 5 Penultimate Edition for Xbox One. Moving to the handhelds, from January to February, you had Mario & Luigi Paper Jam, Final Fantasy Explorers, Lego Marvel's Avengers, Project Cross Zone 2, Fire Emblem Fates, and Mega Man Legacy Collection.
Okay.
Now, starting March 1st, only game is Return to Poplocros, a Story of Seasons fairy tale. So expansion.
Japanese RPG?
It's Story of Seasons. So the people that used to do Harvest Moon all left Hatsune and made their own studio, and Nintendo's been publishing their game. So Story of Seasons was the first one, and then this one is an expansion or sequel.
Okay, then.
So these are the Harvest Moon people left Hatsune to make, and it's a farm RPG, but it's not Harvest Moon.
Okay.
And the only reason I know this is because Blonde Nerd, again, she's addicted to that game. So cause she was a hardcore whatchamacallit fan as well back in the day. Harvest Moon. So she transitioned to Story of Seasons. So all right, okay. March 8th, nothing, nada.
Of course.
March 15th, Terraria makes its debut on 3DS.
Wow.
Okay. Senran Kagura Estival vs. Endless Summer Edition is also on Vita. As is Aegis of Earth Protonovolus Assault.
I have a feeling that's Aegis of Earth, but I don't know.
I don't know. And then Friday the 18th has Mario and Sonic at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games.
Oh, that's right. That's this year, isn't it?
Yep. Hope you bring your mosquito repellents.
Yeah.
And you don't get anywhere near the water. You're not having to compete in the water either.
There was stuff in the water too, wasn't there?
Yep. And they have to compete in it. At least the rowers and stuff. Yeah.
Well, good luck to all of them. Yep. Hopefully nobody gets sick.
Oh, because I read what the U.S. team is having to take to... Yeah, it's not good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Moving on to Friday the 25th, Hyrule Warriors Legends.
Okay.
Something that I find nice, there's a code in there, so the 5 new characters in that game can be played on the Wii U version as long as you put in that eShop code.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so I'm happy with that. And then finally, Tuesday the 29th, you have Trillion God of Destruction for Vita.
Any idea?
No.
Okay. All right, and that's everything?
That's everything through March.
All righty. Well, we'll hit up the NPDs that we haven't had time for on the next full episode.
And by then we'll have 3 months, because we'll probably have February as well.
Oh, that's fine. We just won't go super in-depth on some of them.
Yeah. Okay. That's a show.
Yeah. Don't forget to subscribe to the show through iTunes or the Groove Music Marketplace.
I saw a Groove card in a GameStop today when I went to go by.
It's catching on. Because you got to groove to Microsoft Music. But anyway, so we're on there. We're also on Stitcher Radio if you want to catch us on your smartphones when you're on the go.
Yep.
Or your tablet, I think, would potentially work as well.
Yep.
So don't forget to subscribe through those. You can also find us on Facebook, because everyone is on Facebook. Checkmate Arcade, 2 words. You can also find us on Twitter, because nearly everyone is on Twitter. At Checkmate Arcade, no spaces. And if you want to hit us up individually on Twitter, it's at DarkBossman.
At MSU Hitman.
So that's going to do it for this episode, where we have shown you the best of the best of the best.
Around.
Well, we are the best around,
no,
but that's not the point.
The song.
Not my point. We are the best around, and no one's ever going to get us down. But again, beside the point. I have been Stephen Boss, the Dark Boss Man.
And I'm MSU Hitman, Jason Billingsley.
And we will see you again next year for another awards show. But we won't take that long before our next show. Thankfully. I'm gonna try and get these shows out a little faster. So we will maybe see you on live, PSN, or maybe even on the net.
Peace out, everybody.